So we're lined up for the next round of our GT3 series with the Gentlemen Sim Racing Club.
GT3 and the first in a new era for the category on these platforms, at least, with the move to 4 splits recently.
It's round 4 of 10 and I haven't had the best start to the season, so it's too early to be looking at points.
This is our first look at them for the season. 239 points for Colin Bennett, 228 for Dale Sharp, 223 for Martin Davis, 202 for Jason Seaman, and Luke Wegener 198.
That's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Jordan Sears on the front row alongside Mitchell Cherry, Luke Wegener along Bradley Curtin on the second row, Martin Davis, Harrison Rayner the third row, Dale Sharp on the fourth row alongside Colin Bennett, fifth row, Barry Punter and Callum Maxwell.
It's Adelaide, a round I've been very excited for.
Sharpie would be loving the fact that he's on home turf tonight. Mark my words. Very proud, colloquial South Aussie boy. Loves his motorsport. Often bragging about the fact that he goes to every Adelaide 500 event, or grand final event, or whatever they want to call it these days. Loves it. Talk about fanatical, and of course you've heard that for yourself over the last couple of weeks with Dale jumping in and joining us here in central commentary as well. But yeah, lives, loves and breathes at 24/7.
Obviously a track I've got a lot of connection with. I was hoping to be a little bit further up the grid. We've got a lot of concrete and a lot that can go wrong around Adelaide. Hoping a little bit of racecraft can get me up the grid. And now I thought I was doing pretty well staying on the back of this Porsche, but I come out the last third and I've lost 7th spot to Colin. I lost a spot already before we even get down to the chicane. So, but anyway, that one's on me. We have got cold tyres, and that's always the thing. At the start of these races, it is just so easy to end it right from the word go on cold tyres. Like, even then, classic example of the cold tyres got very loose air, and that's hurt my run, and old mates all over the back of me. And now, I don't want to take any unnecessary risk going into turn 8, but we get there and... I mean... And also, just watch the guy behind me. You know, like, yeah, you follow on the guy in front and you follow on the guy in front, you know. But nonetheless, we are both still alive and we have completed lap 1 without any incident, without any damage. Yes, lost a spot. Sometimes you just take the fact that you're still alive after lap 1 while your tyres are warming up as a win. And we're going down the back straight here and I see a bit of... There's obviously someone serving a slowdown, so I think I can have a go and send it down the inside here, and I kind of feel like I've got it done. But we get to the exit and he's managed to stay on the outside for this very purpose, to have the inside line through there.
Let's have a look. Dale Sharp on the inside, big time Sharpie, not successful, wasn't able to pull it up on the outside. He's still there. And the line has been taken on the way through by Harrison Rayner.
I probably could have been a bit more aggressive. I probably could have taken a lot more space at the exit of turn 9. But so because of that, seeing as a missed opportunity, we're going to get right up behind him here and just make the point. I think I should be ahead of you, and it's my own fault that I'm not. But so nonetheless, we get to the next lap, we get to the back straight, and we see Martin in the Porsche. He's pulled over the right here. He's serving a slowdown also, but he's managed to get back in, and so I'm not even considering the fact that I could have a go here. But Harrison's decided he's close enough, and he's had a go. We've got to turn 9, and it's like I've had to check up, and if I half considered the fact that a pass was a possibility, I could have bounced on it. But no, I just wasn't ready. It was too slow. Another opportunity gone. And so we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to get right up behind him just to try and let him know that I could have got past you if it was a little bit better with my execution, you know? So, I mean, our tyres are all warmed up now, our brakes are warmed up, and we pretty much just settle into a rhythm from this point on. There's not really a whole lot I can do, or anyone can do, really, and it's sort of a little bit of a game of chess. We get to 3 laps to go, and, I mean, it's still these same 3 cars, and I'm still about the same gap ahead, but you can just kind of tell that something's, you know, we're getting to the end, you know, the laps are winding down, and if you're gonna make anything happen, this is when it's gonna happen. And I mean, I'm trying to get close enough so if anything does happen, I can sort of capitalise. But you want to be a little bit careful. You don't want to then become part of the problem should it go pear-shaped. So I'm probably, even though I want to be closer, I'm probably a good distance away because it's looking like it's a bit of a pressure cooker. And we get down to the hairpin here, and Harrison has had a big dive going into 9. He struggled to pull it up. He's ended up one spot a bit further back than where he started, and I don't think this little pressure cooker is done. And we can see here going into the last turn, it gets very competitive going in. I kind of just try and take the normal racing line and capitalise on everything, and then
before there's no trouble and gone. There they go. There's your first incident, Adam Wade.
And there it is. Could see it coming a mile away. Mitch has gone very defensive. I think he's seen the move that got made down at turn 9, and he's decided, no, you're not going to pull that on me down here, and outbraked himself a little bit. And Harrison's thought, thank you very much, and he's going to get his 2 spots back, but it hasn't quite worked out. We'll leave that one to race control to sort out. But nonetheless, I'm now in 6th, and that car ahead of me is a top 5 spot. And then I get onto the back straight, and then it's like, hang on, who's that? Well, okay, well, there's my 5th spot, and now that is 4th spot. But realistically, I was just never really going to get close enough to him to have a dive. You just try and stay close enough that if he makes a mistake that you can capitalise, but that wasn't going to happen here. And look, you always want a better position than what you got, but a top 5, we'll take that. Reverse grid top 10 for the second one. Could definitely be a lot worse around here. We'll take that and move on to the second race. So we get to the second race, and I am starting on the opposite side, and I am conscious not to miss the start like I did last time. So, like I said, it was reverse grid top 10. The 5 guys ahead of me are the 5 guys that finished behind me, and the next 4 guys behind me are the 4 guys that finished ahead of me. So, I don't know, what could possibly go wrong here? So, anyway, so we come to the green, and it's gone very bad. Very quickly. Somehow I have crashed before we got to the start line. Now, hang on a minute. I'm going to pause it there. We're going to go back and dissect it and have a bit of a conversation about start procedures. And why do I want to do that? Well, because I kind of feel like this is on me at this point, and I want to see where I stuffed it up. So if we go back to my in-car, and you can tell it looks like he goes, and that's what I've reacted to, and then all of a sudden we're not going. And I mean, technically Jim hadn't said green yet, but let's have a look at what was happening on those first couple of rows. I thought, it looks like he's kind of gone, so he's probably reacting to what's happening in front of him like I was. So I had a look at P2, thinking maybe we're going to see him do the same thing, but then in the end I kind of just felt sorry for him, because from his view, he sees the leader go, and then he sort of goes and then realises they're not going. I hate starting on the outside front row for this very reason, because you want to try and go when he goes, but you can't beat him to the line, unless we've had the green flag. So he didn't really do a lot wrong either. He was just reacting to what he could see, and then he's got a bump from behind, which has actually pushed him to the lead of the race. So I thought, okay, well, let's check out the onboard of the pole sitter, thinking we're going to see him accelerate away and then slow down, but like, not really. He just came out of that last corner, basically just got back up to pace speed. And if anything, I was watching this thinking, when were you going to go? You actually hear the contact of the car going into the back of P2 before the pole sitter's gone anywhere. I'm not saying he did anything wrong. I think he was just being extra cautious not to go before the green. I mean, imagine if I was a little bit cautious, but nonetheless. So if we go back and look at Harrison, who was starting P4, he's reacted the same way I have, but he thought they were going, he realised they weren't going very early. After that, backed off, got a hit up the rear for his trouble. Me, on the other hand, once I saw him go, the fact that we weren't going green did not enter my mind as a possibility. So it's not really looking good for me. Now, in my defence, this is a look at the first start. Pole sitters come out of that last turn and just gone. I've come out of that last turn and it's like, yep, we've started a race and you're welcome to join us anytime you like. There was nothing unusual about that start for me. That was just me missing the start, and then so trying not to miss the start. This was me starting before there was a start. It kind of could fall into the discussion about the grey area between when the pace car pulls in and the green light goes, but if there was any one person in all of that probably could have done more to prevent all that happening, it's still on me. And spare a thought for Colin in PA here. This one made me look even worse because he's reacted to me going, but then he wasn't as convinced that we're going green as I was. And he still run up the back of me when I met the rear of the car in front, even being on the ball and cautious. I mean, yep, sorry, I put my hand up. You're all on the ball. I wasn't. You can be damn sure I'll be extra vigilant next time. Nonetheless, the race continues. Yeah, sorry, side tangent. Was still a race going on. Well, for most of us, because unfortunately, that's when Harrison discovered the extent of the damage done to his rear, and it really didn't handle the chicane very well in that condition. And look, I kind of feel a little bit sorry for him. He really was a innocent bystander in all of that one. I'm still circulating and processing, and I mean, you've got a good view of my car here and the front spoiler, but we can't see that when we're driving. So you can only kind of tell by how the car feels. And it felt like it was still handling pretty good. I didn't think, maybe I got away with my performance not being hindered too much until I got the back straight and this Porsche just went like, okay, maybe I have got a little bit of damage that's affecting my performance here. And I got to turn 8 and it felt very weird. My car just started disintegrating and this had gone from bad to worse. I mean, literally, my front spoiler has done a Brody Kostecki at the Gold Coast last year. Only it did it to me at turn 8 at Adelaide. I move on from my stationary position on the Credible Terrace here and limp it back to the pit lane. And I'm contemplating life's choices. I am contemplating a lot of things. But if I've got any kind of saving grace here, it's a long race. It's going to be 27 laps. Everyone's going to have to pit. We do get a fast repair, so I've got that on my side. I am still going to have to come in and get another little splash and dash. Any kind of fuel saving from here isn't really an option. I mean, I am pitting at the end of lap 1. So yeah, that's just the pain we're going to have to take. So we get our fast repair, get a little splash of fuel, we get back out on track, and it's just a salvage mission from this point. Like, come out, 22 cars started, I'm 21st, I am 22 seconds behind the next position guy, and I still got to pit again like they all do. So, I mean, it's looking pretty bleak, but it's a championship, and any extra position you can gain is more points, and I've seen enough of these point standings go right down to the wire. So you just got to keep going and salvage whatever finish position you can get. So I get to lap 9 and I finally calm the nerves a little bit. I've got the tyres warmed up and I'm doing some pretty good lap times. And I'm slowly reeling in the car ahead and we get down to the chicane and look, I don't know. I'm just didn't feel like I took it any differently than I had been all night. I mean, look at the replay. I have got a lot of that curve on the inside, but I got a lot of that curve every single lap. So anyway, I'm not really sure. All I am sure of is this race is not getting any better.
233 what
I
lap,
take
sorry?
off again. I keep rolling, and I'm going through turn 4 and 5, and I'm thinking again, it's not actually handling too bad. And I think I can almost do the same lap times I was doing. So I've gotten really lucky there. I've only really lost time. The next lap around, you can absolutely bet that I was super cautious, just making sure nothing silly happened. Like, yep, good, got through that, and then get down to turn 4, and I mean, that did it. Front right really didn't like that. That actually did more damage than what the hit at the chicane did, because all of a sudden, it doesn't turn left very well at all. It turns right way too well. And I've still got 18 laps left. Don't have any more fast repairs. Fixing any of this damage is going to take minutes in pit lane, so not really an option. I mean, none of it's good news or what I want to hear. It's just a bad day getting worse at this point. And so I plodded along for the next 10 laps, at least a second and a half to 2 seconds a lap slower than I was before. Eventually, on lap 20, I came in and pitted for my splash and dash. This is when I made my 17th bad decision for the race. I was literally going in pit lane and went, stuff it, I'll put tyres on. I mean, why not? I'm this far back. I may as well have some fresh tyres and do some quick laps. Because my brain's telling me that the tyres are only going to take a little bit more than the fuel. Completely disregarding this is purely a splash and dash to top up what I couldn't take in the first stop. Once I had finished the fuel, I sat there for another 20 seconds waiting for them to finish the tyres. That was a very long 20 seconds. This alone is costing me more time than any other incident on their own did. That I can go out there on cold tyres with 7 laps to go, maybe be a few tenths quicker at the end. I mean, like, rationally, the math doesn't math, but there probably wasn't much rational going on with my thinking at this point. I'm not going to pretend that during that 20 seconds, being out that car and calling it a night was not considered, at least for a moment. I don't know what it is about GT3 that, no, we'll get back out there. We'll see what I can somehow finish up with as far as finishing and points go. And so we fast forward 7 laps and we get to the last lap of the race and I'm managing to sit in 15th position and I've got 14th position in sight. So, and I've slowly been reeling him in these closing few laps. So I was half anticipating getting close enough to have a go on the last lap. He did well enough to not let that happen. I was quite surprised to be crossing the line as far up as 15th. Actually became 14th after we crossed the line because another car just on that last lap was no longer there. I don't know. Someone's disappeared. 22 of us started the race. I mean, if you follow this whole race until this point, I think that this race went worse for 8 other drivers. And somehow I still finished on the lead lap just to make matters worse. I'm still not over the 20 seconds I lost changing tyres, so take 20 seconds off my time and I'm sort of up in the top 10, if you can believe that. After everything that happened, unbelievable. But anyway, after a race like that, it's time to just pull into the support car paddock here at Adelaide and just one more hit for iRacing to slightly tell you this is where your simulation ends. I do kind of wish I could drive into the support car paddock.